Introduction. During the 1990s, the arcade scene was brimming with titles from every genre imaginable, but unsurprisingly, the gamers always flocked to the action game. And why wouldn't they? The ability to battle alongside friends, mashing buttons to take down hundreds of enemies, and surviving till the end with just your brains. No other genre could help us experience such a multitude of emotion. However, not all arcade action games were made alike. That's why in today's video, we take you down memory lane and revisit the top 20 arcade action games of the 90s that defined our gaming adventures. But before we get started, like this video and subscribe to our channel for more arcade mayhem. Street Fighter II: The World Warrior, 1991. It's the late 80s, and Capcom's arcade beat-em-up Final Fight is making waves. Amidst this success, a visionary team led by Akira Nishitani and Akira Yasuda pondered, what if we could create a fighting game that offers players a diverse roster of characters, each with unique fighting styles? This spark ignited the development of Street Fighter II: The World Warrior, which hit arcades in 1991 and revolutionized the gaming landscape. In this groundbreaking title, players could choose from 8 distinct fighters hailing from various corners of the globe, each bringing their own flair and special moves. From Ryu's disciplined Shodown techniques to Blanca's electrifying attacks, the game offered a rich tapestry of combat styles. The objective? Battle through a series of opponents to claim the title of the world's strongest warrior. What set Street Fighter II apart was its intricate yet accessible gameplay. The introduction of combos, sequences of moves that flowed seamlessly, allowed for deeper strategy and skill expression. This accidental discovery during development became a defining feature of the genre. The game was visually stunning. Using Capcom's CPS-1 technology, it featured lively graphics and well-crafted stages that transported players to settings such as Chun-Li's bustling Chinese marketplace and Dalsim's Indian temple. Upon release, Street Fighter II was met with critical acclaim and commercial success, drawing crowds to arcades worldwide and revitalizing the arcade industry. Its impact was so profound that it spurred a multitude of sequels, spin-offs, and imitators, cementing its legacy as a cornerstone of fighting game. Mortal Kombat 2, 1993. Picture the adrenaline-fueled arcades of the early 90s. Following the explosive success and controversy of the original Mortal Kombat, a group of Midway's creative rebels, led by Ed Boon and John Tobias, gathered around a cluttered table, fueled by late-night pizza and sheer determination. They looked at the digitized fighters and thought, how can we push the limits even further? And thus, Mortal Kombat 2 was born. In those intense brainstorming sessions, the team decided to amplify everything: the gore, the speed, and the sheer creativity of the combat. They envisioned new characters like the enigmatic Kitana, the savage Melina, and the agile Kung Lao, injecting fresh energy into the franchise. Developers experimented with groundbreaking motion capture techniques, using chroma key technology to capture real actors' movements, giving the fighters a unique blend of realism and stylized flair. The idea of multiple fatalities emerged from playful debates about over-the-top finishers. Why settle for one brutal ending when you could have a variety? They even added quirky friendship and Babality moves, offering a humorous twist to the carnage. Every detail, from the refined combos to the vivid, richly layered graphics, was meticulously crafted to deliver a faster, more fluid fighting experience. Mortal Kombat 2 wasn't just a sequel, it was a game that redefined the fighting genre. It turned local arcades into battlegrounds of epic combat and set a new benchmark for what a fighting game could be, forever leaving its mark on gaming history. Final Fight, 1989. Final Fight, 1989, burst onto the arcade scene as an unabashed celebration of street brawling that redefined urban justice. Rather than a somber tale of despair, this game throws you straight into a riot of color and chaos where every punch counts. Set in the gritty underbelly of Metro City, Final Fight follows a trio of unforgettable heroes, Cody, Guy, and Mayor Hager, on a mission to rescue Hager's daughter from the clutches of the ruthless crime lord Belger. Every punch, kick, and bone-crunching combo was meticulously designed to capture the raw intensity of life on the mean streets. With hand-drawn, vibrant backdrops and smooth, dynamic animation that pulsed with urban energy. What made Final Fight so revolutionary wasn't just its relentless button-mashing action, it was its storytelling and character design that made every brawl feel like a cinematic showdown. The game's innovative gameplay mechanics and immersive atmosphere quickly transformed arcades into battlegrounds, inspiring legions of imitators and setting the template for the beat-em-up genre. Final Fight deserves its spot on our list for transforming gritty, real-world chaos into a pulse-pounding arcade masterpiece that still resonates with gamers today. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Turtles in Time, 1991. Imagine boarding a radical time-traveling skateboard with a half-eaten slice of pizza in one hand and your joystick in the other. That's Turtles in Time for you, an arcade romp where the four pizza-loving heroes, Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael, leap from ancient battlegrounds to futuristic metropolises, fighting off baddies with a style as cool as their bandana. Konami's vision turned the beat-em-up formula on its head by blending slick, cartoon-inspired animation with layered, lively backdrops that transport you through eras with effortless charm. Instead of a dreary storyline, every level in Turtles in Time bursts with energy, humor, and a bit of that classic TMNT mischief. Whether you're slicing through hordes of cybernetic ninjas or outsmarting gangsters in old-school settings, the gameplay keeps you hooked with its tight controls and wild combo moves. More than just a fighter, the game feels like an invitation to join an endless party, an arcade experience where teamwork turns foes into fleeting memories, and every victory is a step further into nostalgia. Its dynamic multiplayer mode transformed crowded arcades into hubs of laughter and friendly competition, solidifying its place as a timeless classic. Turtles in Time isn't merely a game, it's an epic celebration of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles legacy, a must-play brawler that still inspires awe and high fives decades later. X-Men, the arcade game, 1992. X-Men, the arcade game, 1992, is pure, unadulterated mutant mayhem that exploded onto the scene when Konami struck gold with a Marvel license. Instead of reading about Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, and Colossus in glossy comics, you got to control them in a hyperkinetic, side-scrolling beat-em-up that redefined the genre. Born out of a bold vision to merge authentic Marvel storytelling with groundbreaking arcade action, the game throws you into a world where the X-Men must thwart Magneto and his nefarious brotherhood. It's not just about button mashing. Each character flaunts unique moves and combo systems that echo their comic personas, letting you feel every visceral punch and epic blast of mutant power. The visuals were ahead of their time, with brilliant colors and detailed graphics that resembled classic comic art, while fluid animations and explosive special effects kept the adrenaline high. Whether you're playing solo or teaming up with a buddy, the cooperative play amps up the chaos and camaraderie, turning each session into a full-throttle mutant showdown. Critics and fans alike celebrated X-Men for its faithful adaptation of the comics, exhilarating gameplay, and pure, unfiltered arcade fun. It's a shining example of how a licensed game can exceed expectations and deliver a uniquely immersive experience, earning its well-deserved spot among the top 90s arcade action games. Virtua Fighter, 1993. Virtua Fighter, 1993, isn't just another fighting game. It's a paradigm shift that redefined the entire genre. Developed by Sega's AM2 team, this groundbreaking title brought fully polygonal 3D graphics to the arcades, shattering the old 2D mold and paving the way for a new era of interactive combat. I remember the first time I saw those lifelike fighters moving in a three-dimensional space. It was like watching a high-octane martial arts film come alive on screen. The genius of Virtua Fighter lies not only in its stunning visual innovation, but also in its deep, meticulously crafted gameplay mechanic. Every fighter is designed with a distinct fighting style and a rich arsenal of moves that reward precision and strategic timing. The game's realistic physics and subtle nuances, where every block, counter, and well-timed strike matters, set a new standard for competitive play, making it a true test of skill and reflexes. Beyond its technical marvels, Virtua Fighter influenced countless sequels and imitators, ultimately cementing its legacy as the foundation of modern 3D fighting game. It's a title that, even decades later, continues to inspire both players and developers alike, proving that innovation and thoughtful design can transcend time. Metal Slug, 1996, stands as one of the most unforgettable run-and-gun experiences ever to grace the arcade. Developed by Nazca Corporation and published by SNK, this title redefined the genre with its perfect blend of frantic action, quirky humor, and artfully animated graphics that still dazzle gamers today. From the get-go, Metal Slug plunges you into a hyper-kinetic world of explosive combat, where every level is a meticulously crafted battlefield teeming with outrageous enemy designs and over-the-top weaponry. The game's hand-drawn sprites and fluid animations create an atmosphere that's both visceral and visually arresting, a hallmark that set a new standard for arcade aesthetics in the mid-90s. What truly makes Metal Slug remarkable is its ability to balance intense, punishing gameplay with a lighthearted, tongue-in-cheek vibe. Amid the barrage of enemy fire and explosive mayhem, you'll find moments of unexpected humor, secret paths, hidden power-ups, and even the signature Slug vehicles that add an extra layer of delight to the chaos. Every detail, from the intricacy of the backgrounds to the catchy, adrenaline-pumping soundtrack, contributes to an immersive experience that keeps you coming back for more. For anyone with a passion for classic arcade shooters, Metal Slug remains a timeless masterpiece, a relentless, energetic ride that captures the spirit of 90s gaming innovation. Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes, 1998. In the late 90s, a spark ignited in Capcom's creative halls, a daring idea to merge two pop culture juggernauts into one explosive experience. Amidst lively brainstorming sessions fueled by passion for both arcade innovation and comic book lore, the team envisioned a game where the raw power of Capcom's fighters would collide head-on with the iconic heroes and villains of Marvel Comics. Inspired by the unexpected success of earlier crossovers like X-Men vs. Street Fighter, they set out to craft Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes, a title that would redefine what a crossover fighting game could be. The creative process was a blend of meticulous planning and spontaneous inspiration. With every sketch and prototype, the team sought to honor the unique identities of Marvel's iconic figures, such as Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Captain America, while simultaneously staying true to Capcom's dynamic fighting legacy. They experimented with innovative mechanics that would let contrasting combat styles merge and interact in unprecedented ways, resulting in gameplay that was as strategic as it was frantic. Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes ultimately materialized as a vibrant celebration of both comic book lore and arcade excellence, capturing the hearts of fans across the globe. Its conception story is a testament to the power of creative collaboration and the fearless pursuit of innovation, a milestone that forever altered the landscape of crossover fighting games. Today, Marvel vs. Capcom stands as a timeless icon, universally revered by gamers worldwide. The House of the Dead 2, 1998. The House of the Dead 2, released by Sega in 1998, is a seminal entry in the rail shooter genre that has left an indelible mark on arcade gaming. As a direct sequel to the original game, it expanded upon its predecessor's foundation, delivering a more immersive and action-packed experience. Set in a European city plagued by a zombie outbreak, players assume the roles of AMS agents James Taylor and Gary Stewart. Their mission, to investigate the disappearance of their colleague, Agent G, and to uncover the source of the undead menace. The narrative unfolds through intense gameplay, challenging players to navigate through hordes of zombies and other grotesque creatures while attempting to rescue civilians. One of the game's standout features is its branching path system. Depending on the player's actions, such as successfully saving civilians or choosing specific routes, the storyline can diverge, leading to multiple endings. This design choice added significant replay value, encouraging players to revisit the game to explore all possible scenarios. The House of the Dead 2 was initially launched on Sega's Naomi arcade hardware, showcasing impressive graphics and sound design for its time. Its success in arcades led to several home console ports, including versions for the Dreamcast, Microsoft Windows, and later, the Wii as part of a compilation. The game's impact extended beyond its immediate release. It inspired spin-offs like The Typing of the Dead, which combined the original game's mechanics with typing challenges, offering a unique educational twist. The enduring popularity of The House of the Dead 2 is evident, with a full remake announced for release in spring 2025, featuring overhauled graphics and remastered music, promising to introduce this classic to a new generation of gamers. gamers. In retrospect, The House of the Dead 2 not only solidified its place in arcade history, but also influenced the evolution of horror-themed shooters, blending fast-paced action with a compelling narrative structure that continues to resonate with players today. Time Crisis, 1995. Time Crisis emerged in 1995 as Namco's ambitious reinvention of the light gun shooter genre, a bold response to a rapidly evolving arcade landscape. Unlike its predecessors, which relied on frantic button mashing without much strategy, Time Crisis introduced a pioneering cover system that redefined player engagement. The developers envisioned a game where the thrill of combat was balanced by the tension of tactical retreat. The idea was simple, yet revolutionary. Incorporate a foot pedal that allowed players to duck behind cover, reloading and regrouping before unleashing a fresh volley of fire. This pedal not only controlled the cover mechanic, but also added a tangible, physical element to the gameplay, inviting players to literally step into the action. The design team drew inspiration from action-packed films and real combat scenarios, aiming to simulate the adrenaline rush of taking cover and striking back with precision. They wanted to create an experience where every decision, when to shoot, when to hide, when to reload, felt consequential. The result was a game that combined split-second reflexes with measured strategy, setting a new benchmark for arcade shooters. Its impact was immediate and profound, captivating players with its innovative blend of intensity and tactical depth. Time Crisis's inventive mechanics and immersive design not only captivated arcade audiences, but also paved the way for future entries in the franchise. Dungeons & Dragons: Shadow over Mystara, 1996. In 1996, Capcom unveiled Dungeons & Dragons: Shadow over Mystara, a title that masterfully blended the visceral action of beat-em-ups with the intricate depth of role-playing games. As a sequel to Dungeons & Dragons: Tower of Doom, this arcade classic transported players into the rich tapestry of the Mystara campaign setting, offering an experience that was both familiar and refreshingly innovative. At its core, Shadow over Mystara is a side-scrolling beat-em-up, but it distinguishes itself by integrating robust RPG elements. Players can choose from 6 distinct characters: Cleric, Dwarf, Elf, Fighter, Thief, and Magic User. Each character boasts unique abilities, strengths, and weaknesses, encouraging diverse playstyles and strategic cooperation in the game's 4-player cooperative mode. The game's depth is further enhanced by its inventory system, allowing players to discover and equip a variety of weapons, armor, and magical items. This mechanic, uncommon in arcade titles of the time, adds layers of strategy as players must manage their gear to effectively combat the myriad foes they encounter. Additionally, the game features branching paths and multiple endings, significantly boosting its replayability. Visually, Shadow over Mystara is a testament to Capcom's commitment to quality. The game showcases detailed graphic work and fluid animation, bringing the diverse cast of characters and enemies to life. The environments are richly designed, capturing the essence of the Dungeons & Dragons universe, from dense forests to ominous dungeons. Each locale is crafted with meticulous attention to detail. Dungeons & Dragons: Shadow over Mystara remains a shining example of genre fusion done right, offering a rich, cooperative arcade experience that continues to resonate with gamers. Alien vs. Predator, 1994. In the mid-90s, when genre boundaries were meant to be shattered, Capcom's creative minds embarked on one of gaming's boldest crossovers, Alien vs. Predator, 1994. The idea was born out of a mutual admiration for two of cinema's most iconic franchises, the relentless terror of the xenomorph and the predatory prowess of the Predator. Late-night brainstorming sessions, fueled by a cocktail of ambition and adrenaline, saw designers wrestling with the challenge of fusing the claustrophobic horror of the Alien universe with the high-octane combat and honor of the Predator's world. Developers envisioned a game where players could experience the nightmare from 3 distinct viewpoints: as the silent, deadly alien, the technologically advanced and cunning Predator, or a scrappy colonial marine thrust into the crossfire. They set out to create an environment dripping with atmosphere, a labyrinth of dark corridors, eerie lighting, and pulsating soundscapes that instantly transported players into a realm where danger lurked in every shadow. Using state-of-the-art arcade hardware, The team introduced innovative branching paths and multiple endings that rewarded strategic play and exploration. This wasn't just another run-and-gun shooter. It was a meticulous blend of horror, strategy, and relentless action designed to keep gamers on the edge of their seats. Alien vs. Predator, 1994, not only redefined licensed arcade titles, but also left an indelible mark on the industry, a daring, unforgettable fusion of two worlds that continues to captivate fans decades later. Golden Axe: The Revenge of Death Adder, 1992. Golden Axe: The Revenge of Death Adder, released by Sega in 1992, stands as a pinnacle in arcade beat-em-up gaming. This sequel to the original Golden Axe introduced a fresh cast of characters and innovative gameplay mechanics that captivated players and left an indelible mark on the genre. Set in a richly imagined fantasy world, the game offers players a choice among 4 distinct heroes: Sternblade, a barbarian wielding formidable fire magic; Dora, a centauride armed with a polearm and earth-based spells; Goa, a giant accompanied by the dwarf Gilius Thunderhead, together unleashing potent death magic; and Little Trix, a nimble elf capable of summoning apple trees to restore health, a unique support role in the series. This diverse lineup allowed for varied combat styles, enhancing the game's replayability. One of the game's standout features is its branching pathways, granting players agency in their journey and encouraging multiple playthroughs to experience all possible routes. The magic system received a thoughtful overhaul. Instead of accumulating magic power, each spell required a set number of collected pots to activate, introducing a layer of strategic resource management. Mountable creatures, a hallmark of the series, saw expansion with additions like fire-breathing mantises and undead dragons, each offering distinct advantages in combat. Furthermore, the game supported up to 4-player cooperative play, fostering camaraderie and coordinated strategies, a feature that was both ambitious and ahead of its time. Leveraging the capabilities of Sega's System 32 hardware, the game showcased richly detailed sprites and vibrant backgrounds, from lush forests to ominous castles. The animations were fluid, breathing life into both heroes and adversaries. Complementing the visual spectacle was a dynamic soundtrack that captured the high fantasy essence, enhancing the overall immersion. Despite its critical acclaim, The Revenge of Death Adder remained an arcade exclusive for decades, eluding home console adaptations. This exclusivity contributed to its mystique among enthusiasts. It wasn't until 2020 that the game became accessible to a broader audience, featuring in devices like the Astro City Mini and Arcade 1-Up's arcade cabinet recreations. In 2023, its legacy was further solidified when Time Extension honored it as the best game in the Golden Axe series and ranked it among the top 25 beat-em-ups of all time. Sunset Riders, 1991. Sunset Riders emerged in 1991 as one of the most lively and energetic arcade titles to hit the scene, transporting players straight into a wild, pixelated Wild West. Developed by Konami, this side-scrolling run-and-gun adventure captured the imagination of gamers with its bold, cartoonish art style and irreverent humor that set it apart from more serious contemporaries. The game plunges you into a chaotic frontier where outlaws, bounty hunters, and desperados compete to collect bounties on notorious bandits. Each character brings a distinct personality and unique arsenal to the table, making every playthrough feel refreshingly unpredictable. The stages are meticulously crafted, featuring dynamic environments that range from dusty desert highways to eerie ghost town streets. With vibrant visuals and fluid animations that were revolutionary at the time, Sunset Riders created an immersive atmosphere that perfectly balanced lighthearted fun with fast-paced action. What truly makes Sunset Riders a standout title is its cooperative gameplay. Whether you're teaming up with friends to take on waves of enemies or going solo, the game's design encourages strategic collaboration and friendly competition, enhancing its replayability. Its memorable soundtrack and quirky sound effects further amplified the arcade experience, drawing players into a world where every bullet fired and every explosion felt like a celebration of Western chaos. In short, Sunset Riders is more than just an arcade game. It's a rollicking homage to the spirit of the Old West, blended with Konami's signature flair for combining humor, action, and striking visuals into an unforgettable gaming experience. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, 1993. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, 1993, is a distinctive arcade beat-em-up that fuses post-apocalyptic flair with a dash of prehistoric chaos, a daring departure from your everyday brawler. Developed by Capcom and inspired by Mark Schultz's acclaimed comic series, the game plunges you into a world where sleek, chrome-clad Cadillacs and towering dinosaurs collide in an explosive urban frontier. From the moment you step into the arcade cabinet, you're immersed in an environment that feels both futuristic and ancient, where rusted cityscapes blend seamlessly with overgrown jungles. The visual design is bold and radiant, capturing a universe that's equal parts gritty dystopia and wild, uncharted wilderness. Players choose from a varied cast of characters, each equipped with unique moves and combos that reflect their rugged, survivor persona. As you traverse levels filled with relentless human adversaries and rampaging beasts, the game's smooth animations and kinetic action keep your adrenaline surging. One of the game's standout features is its seamless integration of vehicular segments. Not only do you fight on foot, but you also commandeer iconic Cadillacs to barrel through hordes of enemies, adding a thrilling twist to traditional beat-em-up mechanics. The cooperative multiplayer mode further amplifies the experience, encouraging dynamic teamwork to tackle the escalating mayhem. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs remains a cult classic, celebrated for its audacious setting and inventive gameplay. Tekken 3, 1997. Tekken 3 isn't just a game, it's a rite of passage for every fighting game fanatic. When Namco dropped this masterpiece in 1997, it instantly redefined what a fighting game could be. As soon as I first booted it up, I was hooked by its blistering speed, fluid animations, and a roster so diverse, it felt like a playground for martial arts enthusiasts. From the moment you select your fighter, you're thrust into a beautifully rendered 3D world where every move has weight and every match feels like an adrenaline-pumping showdown. Characters like Jin Kazama, Hwoarang, and the ever-iconic Paul Phoenix brought fresh, distinct fighting styles that demanded both technical prowess and creative strategy. The game's dynamic, ever-changing stages, combined with a soundtrack that perfectly captured the intensity of the battles, elevated each fight into a cinematic spectacle. What makes Tekken 3 so unforgettable is not just its groundbreaking graphics or deep combat system, it's the pure passion and heart embedded in every punch, kick, and combo. It pushed the envelope, introducing innovations that would set the benchmark for all future 3D fighters. Every match is a roller coaster of nail-biting excitement and triumphant victory, a constant challenge that rewards dedication and skill. For those of us who live and breathe fighting games, Tekken 3 is more than just a title in our collection. It's an everlasting symbol of excellence and innovation in the genre. Killer Instinct, 1994. In the vibrant arcade scene of 1994, Killer Instinct emerged as a groundbreaking title that redefined the fighting game genre. Developed by Rare and published by Midway and Nintendo, this game captivated players with its innovative mechanics and distinctive visual style. Set within the confines of a tournament orchestrated by the powerful megacorporation Ultratech, players select from a diverse roster of 10 unique characters, each with their own backstory and fighting style. Notable fighters include Black Orchid, an agent aiming to dismantle Ultratech, Jago, a Tibetan warrior monk guided by the Tiger Spirit, and Fulgor, a cyborg engineered by Ultratech. The ultimate challenge awaits players in the form of Idol, a formidable two-headed cyclops released from dimensional imprisonment. Killer Instinct introduced several pioneering features that set it apart from contemporaries. The game utilized a double health bar system, eliminating the traditional round-based structure. Its auto-doubles mechanic allowed players to execute complex combos with specific button sequences, while combo breakers provided opportunities to interrupt opponents' attacks, adding a strategic layer to the combat. Additionally, the game featured finishing moves, reminiscent of Mortal Kombat's fatalities, though generally less graphic in nature. Upon its release, Killer Instinct achieved both critical acclaim and commercial success. It quickly became one of the most popular arcade games, leading to successful ports on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, SNES, and Game Boy in 1995. The SNES version, in particular, was lauded for its faithful adaptation of the arcade experience, selling over 3.2 million units. The game's legacy endures, having been ranked among the top fighting games of all time by various publications. Its influence is evident in subsequent titles within the genre, and it paved the way for sequels and a 2013 reboot, ensuring that Killer Instinct remains a significant milestone in gaming history. Samurai Shodown 2, 1994. Samurai Shodown 2 isn't merely a sequel. It's an audacious leap forward that captures the spirit and honor of Japan's storied warrior traditions. Conceived at a time when fighting games were exploring new realms of realism and depth, SNK's development team sought to elevate the visceral intensity of duels into an art form. They infused the game with a rich tapestry of historical nuance and cultural authenticity, drawing inspiration from the cinematic epics of samurai lore and the austere elegance of feudal Japan. Every frame of Samurai Shodown 2 was meticulously crafted to evoke the tension and gravity of a true warrior's duel. The developers refined the gameplay mechanics to reward strategic thinking and precise timing, rather than relying solely on rapid button mashing. This deliberate pace allowed players to anticipate and counter moves in a deadly dance that was as cerebral as it was brutal. The characters, each rendered with a level of detail and personality that made them feel like living embodiments of honor and defiance, added layers of narrative depth and fierce rivalries that resonated long after the fight was over. Graphically, the game stood out with its beautifully drawn graphics and atmospheric backdrops that transported you to an era where every clash of steel carried the weight of centuries-old tradition. Samurai Shodown 2 not only expanded the roster with returning legends and new challengers, but also deepened the overall story, weaving intricate alliances and enmities into its fabric. For any true fan of fighting games, Samurai Shodown 2 remains a timeless tribute to the art of combat, a masterpiece where heritage meets innovation. Daytona USA, 1994. Daytona USA 1994 is more than just an arcade racer. It's a cultural phenomenon that epitomizes the golden age of arcade gaming. Developed by Sega's renowned AM2 team, Daytona USA redefined what a racing game could be by combining cutting-edge 3D polygon graphics, intuitive gameplay, and an infectious soundtrack that still echoes in the halls of retro arcades. From the moment you step into the cockpit of those meticulously designed arcade cabinets, you're hit with a visceral rush of speed and adrenaline. The game's use of Sega's Model 2 hardware allowed for fluid, lifelike animations and dynamic lighting effects that transformed each race into a visual masterpiece. Every twist and turn of the track, inspired by the real-life Daytona International Speedway, was rendered with such precision that it made you feel every curve as if you were on the edge of your seat. What truly sets Daytona USA apart is its ability to capture the spirit of competitive racing while remaining accessible to both hardcore enthusiasts and casual players. The physics engine struck a perfect balance between realism and arcade fun, rewarding skillful maneuvering and split-second decisions without overwhelming newcomer. Multiplayer modes further elevated the experience, turning every session into a high-octane social event where friends battled for supremacy amid flashing neon lights and pulsing beats. Ultimately, Daytona USA is an enduring testament to Sega's innovative vision. It not only helped define the arcade racing genre, but also left an indelible mark on gaming history, a timeless classic that continues to thrill and inspire decades after its debut. Area 51, 1995. In the mid-90s arcade scene, Area 51, 1995 emerged as a standout title, blending the allure of extraterrestrial conspiracy with the visceral thrill of light gun shooters. Developed by Mesa Logic and published by Atari Games, this game invited players into a high-stakes mission within the enigmatic confines of the U.S. military's most secretive base. Players assume the role of a strategic tactical advanced alien response Star operative, tasked with thwarting an alien invasion led by the malevolent Crone species. The objective? Infiltrate the sprawling Area 51 facility and activate its nuclear self-destruct mechanism to contain the extraterrestrial threat. Armed initially with a semi-automatic pistol, players could upgrade to weapons like machine guns and shotguns, each offering distinct advantages against the hordes of alien adversaries and zombified soldiers. The game also featured interactive environments, allowing players to shoot crates and barrels, to uncover grenades, or trigger explosions. adding a strategic layer to the on-rails shooting experience. Area 51 distinguished itself through the use of digitized video sprites for enemies and allies, a technique that enhanced the realism of character movements. This approach, combined with pre-rendered 3D backgrounds, created an immersive atmosphere that captivated arcade audiences. The game's hardware, based on Atari's Kojag system, a modified Atari Jaguar, enabled seamless integration of these visual elements, ensuring smooth gameplay even during intense action sequences. Upon its release, Area 51 achieved significant commercial success, with arcade units becoming a common sight in gaming venues. The game's popularity led to ports on platforms such as the PlayStation, Sega Saturn, and PC, allowing a broader audience to experience its alien-blasting action. Critically, it was praised for its engaging gameplay and graphical fidelity, though some reviewers noted that it faced stiff competition from contemporaries like Virtua Cop 2. Nevertheless, its unique blend of sci-fi narrative and shooting mechanics secured its place in arcade history. Area 51's success paved the way for a sequel, Area 51 Site 4, and influenced subsequent titles in the genre. Its legacy endures as a testament to the innovative spirit of mid-90s arcade gaming, offering players a glimpse into a world where government secrets and alien invasions collide. Marvelous verdict. As we wrap up our journey through the golden era of arcade legends, it's clear that titles like Tekken 3's adrenaline-fueled duels, the dust-charged excitement of Sunset Riders, and the wild, post-apocalyptic adventure in Cadillacs and Dinosaurs not only ignited our imaginations, but also defined our childhoods. These games transformed dimly lit arcades into vibrant battlegrounds of triumph and camaraderie, leaving us with unforgettable memories. Now, we want to hear your story. What were your favorite 90s games? Drop a comment below and share your epic moments. If you loved this nostalgic ride through the 90s, hit that like button and subscribe for more journeys back to the heart of gaming.